Political parties are registered in India. It is not mandatory to register with Election Commission, but registering as a political party with the Election Commission has its advantage in terms of intending to avail itself of the provisions of the Representation of the People Act 1951 relating to registration of political parties. Former Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh on Wednesday announced that he will be forming his own political party in Punjab ahead of the state assembly election. He said that his party's name and symbol will be announced only after the nod from the Election Commission. Captain said lawyers are working on the formal process for applying for the formation of a new state party with the Election Commission. The Punjab Legislative Assembly elections are likely to be held in February or March 2022. Registering a political party. According to the Election Commission, any party seeking registration has to submit an application to the Commission within a period of 30 days following the date of its formation as per guidelines prescribed by the Commission in exercise of the powers conferred by Article 324 of the Constitution of India and Section 29A of the Representation of the People Act 1951. The registration of all political parties governed by the provision of Section 29A of the Representation of the People Act 1951. As per existing guideline, the applicant is asked to publish a proposed party name in 2 national daily newspapers and 2 local daily newspapers and provide 2 days for submitting objections, if any, with regard to the proposed registration of the party before the Commission within 30 days from the publication. The notice for publication is also displayed on the website of the Election Commission. The process to register a political party, an application for registering has to be sent by registered post or presented personally to the Secretary of the Election Commission within 30 days following the date of formation of the party in the format prescribed. The format is available on request by post or across the counter from the Election Commission office and is also available on their website. The application must be accompanied by a demand draft of 10,000 rupees. It also needs to include a printed copy of memorandum, rules and regulations or constitution of the party. There should be a specific provision in the constitution, rules and regulation memorandum of the party regarding organizational elections at different levels and the periodicity of such elections and terms of office bearers of the party. It also needs to have latest electoral rolls in respect of at least 100 members of the party to show that they are registered electors. The application would also need the affidavit duty signed on the President or General Secretary of the party and so on before a first-class magistrate, oath commissioner, notary public to effect that no member of the party or member of other political party registered with the Commission. Further, individual affidavits from at least 100 members of the party should also be needed to ensure that they are not a member of any other political party registered with the Commission. Why registering with the EC is important? To be clear, it is not mandatory to register with the Election Commission, but registering as a political party with the Election Commission had its advantage in terms of intending to avail itself of the provision of the Representation of the People Act 1951. The candidate set up a political party registered with the EC will get preference in the matter of allotment of free symbols vis-a-vis purely independent candidate. More importantly, these registered political parties over course of time can get recognition as a state party or a national party, subject to fulfillment of the condition prescribed by the Commission in the Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order 1968. As per the rules, if a party is recognized as a state party, it is entitled for exclusive allotment of its reserved symbol to the candidate set up in the state in which it is so recognized, and if a party is recognized as a national party, it is entitled for exclusive allotment of reserved symbol to the election candidate set up by it throughout India. Recognized state and national parties need only one prosper for filing the nomination and are also entitled for 2 sets of electoral rolls free of cost and broadcast telecast facilities over state-owned Akashvani Doordarshan during the general elections. How Election Commission recognizes a political party as a state or national party? To be clear, not all parties registering with the Election Commission can be allotted the status of either a state party or a national party by default. There are several conditions that Commission follows to classify these parties. According to the EC, a political party shall be treated as a recognized political party in a state if and only if either the conditions specified in Clause A or of the conditions specified in Clause B fulfilled by that party. As per the Clause A, a party should be engaged in political activity for a continuous period of 5 years and has at least for last general election in the state to be the House of the People, or as the case may be, to the Legislative Assembly of the state, returned either at least one member of the House of the People for every 25 members of that House or any fraction of that number from the state, at least one member of the Legislative Assembly of that state for 30 members of that assembly or any fraction of that number. Clause B states that the total number of valid votes polled by all contesting candidates set up by such party at the last general election in the state to the House of People, or the case may be to Legislative Assembly of the state, is not less than 6% of the total number of valid votes polled by all the contesting candidates at such general election in the state. For recognizing of a national party, if a political party is treated as recognized political party in 4 or more states, only then it will be recognized as a national party throughout the whole of India. But it will not be continued to be categorized as one as long as the political party continues to fulfill the conditions for recognition in 4 or more states on the results of any subsequent general election, either to the House of the People or the Legislative Assembly of any state. The rules also state that if a political party is treated as a recognized political party in less than 4 states, it will be a state party in the state, but only so long as the political party continues to fulfill the conditions for recognition on the results of any subsequent general election to the House of the People, or as the case may be, the Legislative Assembly of the state. Thank you.